Being married to a Nigerian man is amazing. Like, thank God, I enjoy it, etc, etc. It's great. He gives me money, he takes care of me, la 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 la. But you guys, I haven't eaten a sandwich in 3 years. I haven't had a pancake for breakfast for as long as I can think. Make sure you guys are contemplating these things before you just, I'm talking about in it, jump into it. Because you're never going to have a sandwich again. You're never going to have a pancake. I mean, right now it's 11 p.m. and I'm about to eat egusi. So make sure you know all the consequences of this lifestyle because it's not for the weak. Like, I just miss cutting down the middle a nice turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato, salt, pepper, ketchup. Looking at the middle and I've left that lifestyle behind, all for the sake of marriage and all that. So remember, ladies, you're giving up more than you know. I gotta go.
I'm married to a Nigerian. Of course, he likes women with big nyash, big bum bum.
Married to a Cameroon woman. Of course, we use pepper to eat boiled egg.
I'm married to a Nigerian. Of course, my pigeon is now Nigerian pigeon. What do we go do? My pigeon don't spoil.
I'm married to a Cameroonian woman. Of course, she speaks French to me, and the only answer has to be, oui, c'est comment, hey.
I'm married to a Nigerian. Of course, when he says he wants small food, it's a big pot of food he wants.
I'm married to a Cameroonian. Of course, we eat eru in the house every day. Oh,
I'm married to a Nigerian. Of course, he calls me mama, spoils me, and buys me whatever I want.
I'm married to a Cameroonian woman. Of course, Bum Bum comes with the package order. They don't do BBL. It's natural.
My husband's a Nigerian. Of course, he talks as if he's a query. Baby, what did they do?
I'm married to a Cameroonian woman. Of course, the new voice sound in my house is no. Baby, no. Baby, no. Do it, no. We go.
Baby, nah, let's go. I'm married to a Nigerian. Of course, he likes to eat soup. Oga will finish all soup in the pot. I will cook soup for 2 days, but that soup will not even make up to 1 day.
I'm married to a Cameroonian woman. Of course, I eat paxom rosé and piment. Hot pepper. They're hot.
My husband is a Nigerian. Of course, I have to say Epadomo whenever my father-in-law calls.
I'm married to a Cameroonian woman. Of course, she normally looks for my trouble. Wants me to rate Nigerian jollof with Cameroon jollof. I will never fall for that trouble. Never.
My husband is a Nigerian. And of course, he's my Niger Odogu. Odogu Pelele.
Odogu Pororo.
Odogu Pampa.
I'm married to a Cameroonian. Of course, she's my African queen. My number one, the champion.
Of course, I'm married to an evil man. He spoils me with gifts.
Okay.
Of course, I'm married to an evil man. He's always trying to negotiate the price of everything.
Are you giving me any discounts?
It's not discount.
Why?
Everything is already fixed. So
How you think I bought? Are you not going to remove something?
there's no way I can do discount on it. Of course, I'm married to an evil man, and he's extremely protective of me.
You're not going anywhere.
Really?
You go anywhere I want to go to is where you go to. As long as I'm not going out, you're staying indoors.
Of course, I'm married to an evil man. Anything that involves money calculations, I don't need a calculator. I've got my husband. Babe, what's 1.5 million minus 750,000?
750,000 naira.
Of course, I married an evil man. I don't understand L's from R's.
Since you're no longer interested in the relationship, I return all the money I've given to you now. Even this week, you're going to return it. Return everything.
What? Return or return?
Return or return, I don't know. Just return it.
Oh, wow.
I am married a Nigerian man. Of course, when he received a call from Nigerian people, he said, "How far now, how you day?" I am married a Nigerian man. Of course, he like to say, now what for you? I am married a Nigerian man. Of course, he like to say, I beg, leave me, Jari.
Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. We have the true wonderment of Abaniki, which cures everything. Look, we have plenty. Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. Look, we have a spice cupboard. Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. I now have a full skincare routine. Funny, isn't it? Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. I no longer use toothpaste. I now use Agnes Woman to clean my teeth. Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. We have a tongari instead of a spatula for... Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. I can't go 5 minutes without hearing Bibi, Bibi, Bibi. Of course I'm marrying a Nigerian. We use things like, how far now? Eh now.
Okay.
I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. Of course my husband doesn't know how to sit down anywhere. I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. Of course my husband gets on my nerves. Rubbish. I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. Of course my husband loves pasta and black eyed peas. I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. Of course I need to know his language. How far? I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. Of course he wants kids. And of course I'm an American wife married to my Nigerian husband. I have to wear his African attire and represent my honey.
Of course I'm married to a Nigerian. He never lets me pay the bill.
Give me the bill, Jare. Why would you pay the bill? Excuse me, can I pay, please? I'm working. So what is the...
Of course my husband is Nigerian. He always screams on the phone.
Hello, my brother. It's not about that, but after we win the league, I'm telling you something that you already know. See the goal that Declan Rice put in the rice and the everything enter at the same time. My brother.
Of course my husband is Nigerian. He doesn't like he laughs like this. Of course my husband is Nigerian and he doesn't get the first thing on the shelf. He needs to look for the one at the back.
Let's get the ones that... Those ones are the ones that expire last.
Washing?
Yes.
Washing for the machine.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah. My wife is Romanian. Of course, she will not allow me to throw away any jar because we may need it.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, I have to ask him if his cousin is actually his cousin or not.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, the moment we have a girl, she starts cleaning.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, our daughter will speak 3 languages plus pidgin.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, she thinks garlic is medicine, which I don't know how.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, his breast needs to be soft like nyash.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, everything they eat in this country will have to use strong plate.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, he makes me watch 8-hour movies in 3 parts on YouTube.
My wife is Romanian. She thinks it is perfectly. They lie to me.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, when he says he watches news, he actually watches gossip about the video.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, she stresses herself in any holidays, and I just hope rice appears.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, I cook soup with swallow 2 times a week.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, she puts sour cream on things that doesn't make sense.
My husband is Nigerian. Of course, when he says he wants to drink tea, he actually means chocolate milk.
My wife is Romanian. Of course, she can cook 15 types of food just with potato.
Okay, guys, tell me you have a Nigerian wife without telling me you have a Nigerian wife.
Everything I do now for the best. I know people overthink. Me, I know life stress. Steady on my speed. I'm no pressure. Check my point with the person. It don't even
I'm married an African woman, of course, because tell me, na you sabi. I'm married an African woman, of course, because tell me non-stop is cold.
Of course, it's always cold.
I'm married an African woman, of course, because tell me cassava. I'm married an African woman, of course, because non-stop tell me talk man.
Of course, you are talk man.
I'm married an African woman, of course, because all day spend time in bathroom.
Yeah, I have to clean well. Thank you.
I'm married an African woman, of course, because say Sion Yash.
Of course, see on Yash now.
Yeah, I married African women because always call me my Oyibo.
Of course, you're my Oyibo.
Oyibo.